Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Flash, and thank you for joining me for another Marvel Snap video. Got another cook here for you, something fun, something special. If you like Patriot and you like Galactus, stick around, come on by, let's have some fun. Check this deck out. Okay, so before we get into the wild ride that is this deck, I'd appreciate if you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out with somebody you might think, you know, would get something from this. Yeah, so as you can see here, like I said, there's room for adjustments if you want, whatever. This is just things that come, you know, into my brain and appropriately named Neil before Flash. So, you know, we're going to get into a card by card breakdown, but again, what this deck is trying to do is a dual game plan of Patriot stuff, right? So you got Patriot, Ultron, Shenanigans, Iron Man, Blue Marvel, right? So you're trying to do that. You have Squirrel Girl just in case for another line of, you know, things that can get buffed by Patriot, right? Mystique if you want to copy the Patriot, whatever the case may be, or copy the Blue Marvel if things completely go off the rails. It's just another pathway to victory that I've stumbled across. But the complete surprise is Galactus, because they're like, you know, Ravonna and Goblins, it always kind of screams Galactus, but like when you see Patriot, it's just what? And you're not sure. Then you're not sure what to think. Then the Patriot makes them stop thinking Galactus, and then all of a sudden, bam, you win with a Galactus. Happens. I've done it. Okay, so let's get into the card by card. All right, first up we have Squirrel Girl. As you can imagine, she's here just for the sheer sake of getting the buff off of Patriot, getting those cards buffed off of Blue Marvel. Sometimes you can do sneaky things where if you have the Patriot down and you have Mystique the Patriot, you can go like Blue Marvel and Squirrel Girl on turn 6 for a lot of power that is very unexpected, because at that point Squirrel Girl is like Doctor Doom, which is wild. So let that sink in for a second. Like, yeah. So next up we have Ravonna in here because, yeah, she has a lot of targets. You've got 2 Goblins, you have Sage, you have Patriot, you have Mystique. You're getting a lot of value off of Ravonna. Play this card in as many decks as you can before she falls under the nerf axe. We got Scarlet Witch in here because this is now the Flash variant after the Tournament of Power. Yeah, it's Scarlet Witch, because talk about unexpected plays in a random like spot. You know, it's Galactus in here, but why not Scarlet Witch? Why not? Of course she could be something else, but why not? Green Goblin, because it's one of the integral parts of being able to make the Galactus line work. It's period, and it gets buffed by Ravonna. Like, it's 2 costs. Like, what are we talking about here? Mystique is good, you know, copy the Patriot, copy Blue Marvel if you need to. She gives you that extra level of play line if you need it. I suppose if you find yourself like, well, I don't feel like she's getting much value, just take her out, put in something else, put in anything else you want, put in Wolfsbane. Like, what the heck? You could just whatever. Go nuts. Have fun. Sage. Excellent card. Gets to be a 2 cost with Ravonna. Nothing at her cost gets singularly bigger without help. She's just really good. And I know probably there's going to be a lot of people that don't have her, unfortunately. Now, again, she's not integral in any way in making the deck work. She's just super good value in just like wherever spot you can fit her in during your game plan. Of course, could be Wolfsbane, but you lose a lot with with it being Wolfsbane. But if you don't have Sage, try Wolfsbane. Patriot is the namesake of this deck. It makes it work. It's how the squirrels get buffed. You know, it's how your drones get buffed. It's just, Patriot's just good right now, and a lot of people aren't teching for working around Patriot. You'll run into a Red Guardian every now and again, but it's not rampant. It's not rampant at all. And of course, you got those random locations that pop up, Central Park with the squirrels or the raptors. Like, it's just, Patriot is good. And now skipping right over before jumping into the 5 cost slot, Hobgoblin, because again, we're doing goblin stuff with Ravonna and trying to get the Galactus to work if we need it, right? We don't always make the play, but golly, a 4-8 is just damn good value. And one of my recent favorites right now, Iron Man. He fits in so many good places. He's just, Iron Man gets to be, and especially with Ravonna, for cost. And Iron Man allows you to be huge without having to worry about all the tech cards, right? Iron Man gets to dodge Shang-Chi. Yes, are you susceptible to Rogue and Red Guardian and Enchantress? Yes, but nobody's playing Enchantress. I don't know why, but nobody's playing. It's tough at 4 costs, right? But nobody's playing Enchantress. But Iron Man just gets to be huge. That's another card where you're like, if you have the other play lines down, like Patriot, Mystique, whatever the case may be, you can go Iron Man and Squirrel Girl on turn 6, and that's also a lot of power depending on where you put the Iron Man. Like, it's crazy. It's just absurd. It's absurd. Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel is almost like a backup plan, which again, I love having decks that have multiple win conditions. Yes, it's a Patriot deck and you can do the, you know, all the usual things, but Blue Marvel is like, okay, you didn't hit Patriot and you might need to just do a random bailout, which looks something like let's say you have Ravonna down and you can get Iron Man down on turn 4, then you're like, okay, I can play Blue Marvel on 5 and then turn 6, whatever it needs to be, right? Squirrel Girl, etc. Any of the other cards that maybe you can slip in at that point. So Blue Marvel gets to be good and just a lot of the times very underrated. Galactus. Wow, because it's the ultimate surprise play here. Yes, if you don't hit any of your Patriot lines, but you were able to do like Ravonna and the Goblins, it reads as very obvious you're trying to go Galactus. But it is much more of a surprise if you can get the Patriot stuff down, and if you need to pivot into Galactus and you've played like Hobgoblin and you can sneak the Galactus down, it's just very good to do. Ultron, because we're doing Patriot and Ultron gets to be a lot of power. Those drones, just with Patriot alone, get to be 1/4. If you've copied Mystique, they get to be a 1/6. It's wild, right? If you've done that plus Blue Marvel, they get to be a 1/7. Like, that's an absurd amount of power in an empty lane. That's 28. So Ultron just continues to be a very good card now after its buff. So if you're playing Patriot, just should probably play Ultron. I know it's boring to some, but damn, it's still good. All right, time to get some games in with this deck. Heal before flash. Now with this, you don't have to play Squirrel Girl on turn 1. You can hold on to that. And honestly, our Sinister could go either way for us. I'm tempted to get rid of it because I'd rather have the space. See, and this now Red Guardian kind of changes our plan. Because any plan I was thinking about putting Patriot into Bar Sinister now kind of goes away because I know they're playing Red Guardian. That, and I don't have the Patriot yet. Although, if we get if we get Green Goblin, we can go ahead and slide that right into Bar Sinister. Ah, well, ask and you shall receive. Now they might put something there also, which is good because we had priority, so it didn't really matter. So that's good. Have priority. This first lesson is have priority. Of course, you know, we get stuck with those two, but that's not bad. Okay, we can work around that. That's like workable, especially because we can We're gonna Ravona maybe into the squirrels. Let's hold off on the squirrels because we're gonna go Hobgoblin next turn. Now again, given the situation of the board state, I probably would have snapped by this point, but it's probably not necessary. Yeah, again, I didn't play the squirrels. I didn't play the squirrel girl because I'm thinking Ultron here on the last turn. Well, Sage is an option. She is probably bigger than, because we got 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, she's not. She's only 2-6 there. Also 2-6 here. She's not bigger than the drones in this lane. And they figured that out, that they just couldn't have, there's just too much. The Green Goblin lane was just too much. So which it usually is. So let's move right along. All right. Going up against Mumbo Jumbo. Got both goblins, no Ravona yet, so not like super value at this point. Cloning Vats. I mean, we're not gonna play the goblins into Danger Room, obviously. Wakanda is not bad. Let's put one in the Cloning Vats and see how they feel about that, and let's go from there. Now, there's generally a case where normally I would snap before that play, but here we are. Nova in Wakanda is interesting. I don't usually snap in these videos, but let's go ahead and get that snap in now. Yeah, because that's awkward. It's just interesting and very unexpected play line there. Like, what was that? This is just like, okay, Blue Marvel into... I'd be surprised if this game continues from here. Now, I was tempted to do Hobgoblin in the right lane. I couldn't fathom that they were, you know, gonna play and not fill that lane out. I'm just gonna go for... I mean, we don't have Prio, so the safest bet is to just go for Ultron here. I'm still quite fascinated by all of this. Like, a lot of that. I'm just fascinated by all of this. Why is the Nova in Wakanda? I don't understand. I'm so confused. And I'm also mad because, like, I could have played the whatchamacallit there, the Hobgoblin. And this is not great because I think Limbo activates? Oh heck, we just flat out don't have enough power. I don't think. 2, 4.
There's no strings on me.
Oh snap. Well, that's not great, especially considering that we didn't pull Patriot. Patriot would have legitimately just bailed us out here because we could have went Patriot Mystique and just like easy win. That's fascinating. What's even more fascinating is that they really snap, not thinking like, oh, I wouldn't have enough power to beat. No, we don't, but I could have, which is crazy that we just don't. We just don't. We can't copy anything. Sage can get big here, doesn't bail us out. Same with Iron Man. The Limbo popping up there is an interesting thing. I didn't think that still works that way, but here we are. Here we are getting a limbo revealed on 6 and then having it activate. It is what it is. Next one. All right. You know, quick thing here also about this deck is that, and this is a snappable location for us always, Death Domain. Yeah. This is not an expensive deck. Okay, and like I said, a lot of people I'm sure do not have Sage. I get it. She's not a necessity to make the core like vision of the deck work. And well, I would snap here generally, but well, we're gonna play a few games. Let's go ahead and snap. We're gonna get several games in here, so might as well go ahead and snap. Yeah, just the Green Goblin's good. And we can do just Hobgoblin next turn, also just good. Then we can do Patriot plus whatever we want, then just finish with Ultron. Like this is, you know, if this is just a standard discard deck, this is probably an easy win. So far, yes, just a standard, straightforward discard deck. Let's pivot. All right, let's Scarlet Witch and Patriot. No. Sentinel. Yeah, I like that. Because I don't want him to keep getting value off of Orcus Forge for Collector plus more things to discard. Like, no. Absolutely not. Aha, the Solga King Gambit hits the Sentinel. Good play, Sentinel. And not the Patriot, because that would have been terrible if it would have hit Patriot. I want to go Hobgoblin, but I don't trust that they're not going to play multiple cards. So let's just go ahead and get Patriot down now. Plus a Squirrel, plus Sentinel. Looks like I could have played that Hobgoblin and really just messed this up here for them. Dracula, okay. And we just go Ultron. And there's a case to be made where maybe you could do a different play line, like, I don't know, maybe sneak a Hobgoblin and whatever, but this is pretty much a straightforward Ultron. But now again, hold on. Okay, well, they retreated because, yeah, I had to rethink how much power the drone was actually going to be. A 4 extra in the middle lane may not have been enough. So in this case, I probably should have pivoted and played Ultron mid. Would have been the right play, which I was going to correct that. I was going to undo turn and do that, but whatever. Let's get to the next one. All right, Soda Popinski. Shout out to them for this, for the Soda Popinski. I'm gonna fist bump them because I like the name. I have no clue, right? But it's okay. X Mansion. Generally, we hate that. And, you know, with no other reason to play or not play Scarlet Witch, let's just go ahead and just play it right now. X Mansion, get rid of that. Because X Mansion sucks. Everybody knows it. Camartage. We like that. Camartage gives you an interesting thing where you can... Sage is great. Camartage. Squirrel Girl also very good, especially if you have... Now, of course, we're not hitting our draws, but especially if you have Patriot. What is this? Another discard deck? Huh. Patriot, you know, Mystique stuff going. And you get Camartage Squirrels? Yeah, for sure. Okay. This is problematic. Now, okay. Now, what we do have is the opportunity to Patriot Mystique and then figure out the end. could be Sage Squirrel Girl. Very good play line. Yeah, we're probably not looking to win mid because of the Dracula, which is fine. Because again, now we're just gonna go, like I said, not necessarily looking to win mid. Well, hold on a minute. Hold on. Because either way, the drones are bigger than the squirrels. Squirrels are 1, the drones are 2. So the drones are still the right play. So let's just go ahead and Mystique that now. That's fine. I think we still have an advantage. Because they're doing what they want to do. We're doing what we want to do. Well, let's see where this collector ends up going. If it goes mid. Now, if they know, like, okay. Now, if our opponent is savvy, they'll just play the Apocalypse as opposed to waiting for Dracula to hit the Apocalypse. Because especially considering what they may also have or not have in hand because of Helicarrier. So I'm kind of playing with fire at the moment. Which means maybe it's Squirrel Girl and Sage. Because if they play the Apocalypse in like the left lane, yeah, I mean, we can steal middle, but it's this lane and the left lane that become concerning. Big collector, man. Yeah, you know what, for the sake of things, let's try this and see where we end up. Ultron may have also been the right play, but okay, so they went Black Knight and Chiera. So they're gonna split the difference and try for Dracula to hit Apocalypse. They're gonna rely on the RNG. All right, and it hit. It hit. That's a good hit. Hey, look, we lost to the RNG. You can't be mad at that. They had what, 5 cards in hand? That could have gone either way. Or 4 cards, right? Because the blade came after. So they had 4 cards in hand. They took a 25% chance that it would hit Apocalypse. It did. They won. End of story. Okay, all right, Tom, what you got? Now, I like that, you know, before I decided to make the video for this deck, it had been hovering around that 60% mark, which is higher than, yeah, let's just do this. I don't like Westview. And the irony of playing Scarlet Witch into Westview is crazy. But anything, if you have a deck and it's hovering around that 60% mark, it's putting in work. We're gonna go ahead and snap. We're putting Ravonna into Sinister London and following it up with Hobgoblin. It's a knee-jerk. It's a knee-jerk reactive snap. It's how I would play the game normally. So, ooh, my Widow's good. Good. I'm glad it went left. They might still hold a bit of an advantage depending on what happens with the goblins here. Goblins, plural, is crazy. Crazy. Let's see how this goes. They might fill Sinister London, which would be interesting. Like if they fill Sinister London for whatever reason, which would be wild. Okay, 1 card is good. We can live with that. Now, we can live with that. This is good for us. Go left. Go all the way left. Thank you. They're heading into retreat territory very soon. This is starting to look like a retreat. Because here's where I put down Blue Marvel followed by the Iron Man in one lane, Sage. If they don't retreat here, I am baffled. Even if they have Killmonger, like baffled. Baffled, I tell you. Absolutely baffled. Okay, Reality Stone. So this game was over 2 turns ago, but like, all right. Sometimes people like to waste your time for some reason. It is what it is. Okay, one more here, and I think, ooh, this is tough because now I have maybe what looks like a reason to play Squirrel Girl on turn 1. What are my options that hits? The only thing I don't love that comes out of this is Ultron and Mystique. Everything else would be fine. Let's see what happens. Okay, Scarlet Witch is fine. I mean, it's not ideal. I would love to string that along a little bit further, but it is what it is. We lose Blue Marvel. We can live with that. We can definitely live with that because they lose Black Widow. Because we want to hit some draws here. I'm in the interest of playing Green Goblin in the raft. Does it get them closer to a 0 cost something 6-drop? Yes. But that's okay in my book because they got to sit with the negative power. Now they really got to sit with that negative power. They have to eat that. Yes, do they get the 6-drop? Yes. But we win the left lane now, unquestionably. We lose Ravonna, that's fine, but we unquestionably win the left lane. In fact, so much so that we don't actually have to do anything else this turn other than play Sage here. Sage go on, we play her here, she gets to be a 3/6, and we just win that lane. We can't make any other plays anyway, so we just play the Sage, it's fine. Now she gets to be even bigger, thank you for playing the debris. Gets to be 2 points bigger, much appreciated. I'm just gonna go Iron Man. I was thinking about trying to sneak a Hobgoblin, but playing with fire a little bit. So let's just go Iron Man. No snap. I would have usually, but again, for the content. Now, depending on what we... Oh, please don't be something like, again, that's going to come over to my side. Dong is fine-ish if we hit... I'm trying to do the math, I'm trying to do the math on what's better. Like, because Patriot copying Mystique, the Squirrel gets to be 5 plus Patriot's 1, 6. If I have Mystique copy Iron Man and play the Patriot, we're doubling a 4 power Squirrel 8. That's not it either. Interesting. Maybe, just maybe, it's Mystique copying Iron Man over here and Patriot. Cause then we have Squirrel is 3, Rock is 2, that's 5. Plus Patriots 1, that's 6, 12. We are doing a lot of math that we do not normally do. Gaming with Flash. I think that's the most amount of power I can do there is 12. I don't love that, and I'm glad I didn't play that Hobgoblin in the right lane. Sheesh. I think that's the play. I could be very wrong. Yeah. Forgot about that Red Hulk. That's fine. There was no other way we could have won that, right? The Shang-Chi here. I'm just trying to think, maybe did I underestimate the right lane power? I don't think so. Maybe I did, and I just don't, because I don't calculate double like copying an Iron Man in the same, whatever. It is what it is. But this would have been what, 16, I think? We would have just fell short if we had done that thing over here. But, man, calculate it first, Shang-Chi. We had every right to win that game. We just, maybe if I had played the Hobgoblin mid this turn instead of the Iron Man, I don't know. I don't know. Because all right, y'all. Thank you for checking out Neil Before Flash. Like I said, some fun stuff, some Patriot, Galactus shenanigans. We didn't even really get the Galactus off, which begs the question, does that really need to be here? But I promise you, in my testing prior to any of the recordings, I procced Galactus several times. Sometimes it's just the play lines just aren't going to work out there that way, locations, etc, etc. So also fun thing to keep in mind about this deck, it is a very cheap deck. Okay, like the only Series 5 card in here is Sage, and again, if you don't have Sage, she is replaceable. Again, your options for replacing her go down, right? Because the first thing everybody always looks at is Wolfsbane. That is a several clicks down from Sage, but doable if you need to. It just loses some of its cachet, if you will. But like I said, thank y'all for checking this deck out, and hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you play it and you can get some wins, scam some people with some stuff, and have some fun with it. Like I said, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, share it out, check all the socials down in the description along with the deck list. We got chapters, right, the time codes, all that fun stuff. So thank y'all. I'm Flash. Check you guys out on the next video. Peace.